Hello and welcome. Howdy. Here we are, another day. Let's see, let's go. So we've got a little bit of buffering, but not as much as previously. Just want to check and see if this is working okay. I have the hiccups, so is that as previously. Okay, just want to check and looks okay. All right. So yeah, I have the hiccups today. See how this goes. Yeah, I want to continue coding today. Just a couple hours of it, I think. 3 integer arrays, nums1, nums2, nums3, return a distinct array containing all the values that are present in at least 2 out of the 3 arrays. Return the values in any order. So I could use a frequency map to do this. That's probably the easiest way to go. Just count how many arrays they appear in. And the ones that are at 2 or 3. It's only up to 100, everything. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. The constraints make this kind of on the easier side. So we'll do that. Can they be unique? Actually, these should be Booleans, I think. Well, oh, it's 101. Okay, so it's gonna be okay. Scene 1. One, two, three. These also could be thread local. Wondering about this now, actually. Oops, this is the best approach. Yeah. I don't know. This may not be the best approach in hindsight. I don't know. Nums2, nums3, scene2, scene3. And then, do they want the array or they want... Okay. They want an array. Okay. So we're going to return nums1. We're going to reuse... excuse me. We're going to reuse nums1. Okay. If scene1 I plus scene2 I plus scene3 of I is greater than or equal to 2, then we're going to say nums1 dot push back I. Keep it simple. Could reserve 100 here. It's fairly straightforward. I probably could have done this a little bit better, though. I think. I don't know. I mean, this is okay, I guess. Yeah, there you go. 100%. There's not a lot to talk about here. It's pretty straightforward question. The constraints are on the smaller side, so it's not too bad. Calculator with method chaining. Design a calculator class. The class should provide the mathematical operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponentiation. Should also allow consecutive operations to be performed using method chaining. The calculator class constructor should accept a number which serves as the initial value of a result. Your calculator class should have the following methods. Add. This method adds the given number value to the result and returns the updated calculator. Subtract. This method subtracts the given number of value from the result and returns updated calculator. Multiplies the result by the given number, returns updated calculator. Okay, so there's add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Divides the result by the given number value, returns the updated calculator, pass 0, division by 0 is not allowed, should be thrown. Power, raise to a power, get result, returns result. Solutions times -5 if the actual result are considered correct. Okay, I'm not really sure how I can enforce this, but we'll come back to that maybe. Okay, sure. So I should throw an error. Oh, it's JSON, JavaScript. Okay. Oh, let's see. I don't use JavaScript too frequently. Okay. Do I return this? I'm not really sure what I should return. Excuse me. I don't know if I just return this. Okay. Let's do this. In JavaScript, do I to get chaining like this? Let's see, do I return this end of the object method? Further, in addition, if I want to throw an error like cannot divide by 0, how might I typically do that? So, yeah, I'm a lot less familiar with JavaScript syntax. Typically returning this, okay. Throw, oh no, it's gonna, okay. I was gonna say it's gonna give me the, it's gonna give me the solution. This I think is fairly straightforward. Yeah, this is probably a fairly straightforward solution. I'm not sure what the throw is going to be. Throw. What is it supposed to say? Oh man, these hiccups are rough. Hiccups are pretty intense here. Division by 0 is not allowed. All right. I think there's another one here. Power. Oh yeah, power and get result. Powers return. What is the power function? JavaScript. Just math.pow. No, work inside syntax. Okay. All right, let's see what this does. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Well, it works. Okay. Got it. Oh, okay. That's pretty easy. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So, getting the excuse me, getting the throw is really straightforward. It's literally just throw the string, and then everything else works exactly as I thought it would. Wow, it's amazing. Let's submit it one more time. How much are we doing on time? It's been 10 minutes. Okay, we'll do another one. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Merge similar items. You're given two 2D integer arrays, representing two sets of items. Each array items has the following properties. Item by value by weight of I, where value by represents the value of I represents the weight of the ith item. The value of each item in items is unique. Excuse me. The weights are not unique, but the values are unique. Okay. Return a 2D integer array return, where return of I is the value of I, weight of I, with weight of I being the sum of weights of all items with value I. Should be returned in ascending order by value. Okay. There's a few ways to do this. Frequency map is the easiest, I think. I want to know. Excuse me. Excuse me. I think just a frequency map is what I want. It's up to 100,000. Okay. Frequency map it is. Frequency map it is. Values or frequency or weights. Yeah. That's 1,000 by 1,000's a million. It's not. It fits within an int. I think I want to. Well, stood fill. Tempted to just stood fill. Keep it simple. Well, and then we're just gonna say constant or const auto v and items 1. Now we're gonna say weights v of 0 plus equals v of 1. Do the same thing for items 2. Excuse me. And then for the results array, say items 1 dot clear. It's 1 reserve 1,000. And then we say int is 1. These 0 or 1 to start with. Yeah, it starts off at 1. Okay. 1,000 increment I. Say if weights of I is greater than 0. Then we say items 1 in place back. I and weights. Then return items. This is probably it. It's probably correct. Let me see. Wrong answer. Okay. Yeah, the weights are all positive, so I wanted to double check there. Okay. 999-555. What is going on there? What? What in the world? Huh? What? What is happening? What? Huh? 134.5. Oh no, 134. Yeah, 134. Okay. Um. So what is going on? These are integers. Place back I. Wait till I is greater than 0. What the heck? What is going on here? Huh? Uh, V, V0, V1? What in the world? Did I misunderstood something here. Something here is not right. What is happening? Something's not right. I don't know what's going on here. Zero 609. Oh, yeah, this goes up to 1,000. 0 6. So 1 should be 6. 3 2 0 3 should be 1. Okay, it's 9 for some reason. No, 3 is 9. Yeah, 3 is 9. And oh, I know what's wrong. Oh, that's okay. I got it. I figured it out. Okay, I know what's wrong. I was like, what in the world is going on? It's this. That's the issue. I think I need this or something. I don't know. Oh, that's what's wrong. Okay, place back C++ vector syntax. Yeah. I think I see what's going on. It's an element in place. It should be R1, R2. Excuse me. Okay, I want to create a vector to place into another. And I want that placed vector to have 2 elements. So it constructed the vector as using the syntax that gives me a count and a value. That's why I was running into these issues. Initializer list. Okay. Size and default. Yeah. Specific arguments. Yeah. That's the issue. So it should be initializer list. But that gave me a compiler error. I could try that. Okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. I was like, what happened here? That doesn't make any sense, man. Okay. There we go. I was so confused. I was like, what is happening here? Oops, not that one. So 100%. All right, we got it. We got it. We can rest easy with 100%. So I should use pushback. Oh, okay. Reserve and push. Oh, so I shouldn't use in place here. Hold on. Should not use in place. I should just push back here. Thread local is unnecessary here. Okay. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, I got 100% again. That's great. Sweet. Okay, we'll move on. It's fine. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, about 20 minutes in here. Okay. Thinking if there's anything else I want to say or do here. I guess we'll just keep going. Call function with custom context. Enhance all functions to have the call polyfill method. The method accepts an object obj as its first parameter and any number of additional arguments. The obj becomes the this context for the function. Additional arguments are passed to the function that the call polyfill method belongs on. Okay, it's all functions that have the call polyfill method. The method accepts an object as its first parameter and any number of additional arguments. The object becomes the this context for the function. The additional arguments are passed to the function that the call polyfill method belongs on. For example, if you had the function tax, total cost, calling this function like tax will log the cost of undefined is 11. It's because this context was not defined. Calling a function like tax call polyfill will log the cost of salad is 11. In this context, appropriately set the function log an appropriate output. We solve this without using the built-in function.call method. So the input's going to be function add, args a5, 7, output 12, call polyfill 12. Sets the this context to a5, 7 is passed as an argument. Okay, interesting. So, um, I don't really know what's going on here. Oh, this is suddenly very, very tired. Accepts an object obj as its first parameter and any number of additional arguments. The obj becomes the this context of the function. The additional arguments are passed to the function the polyfill method belongs on. Context args call polyfill. I don't know anything about polyfills, to be quick, but I learned about them a while back, but it's been a while. So function, tax, price, tax rate. Okay. Okay, so I call this, it doesn't have the context. Okay, interesting. What if I call polyfill? Okay. So we just call the function with the args. What does this do? How do I... How do I do this? Adding a custom method to the built-in function objects prototype. The method call polyfill available on every function in JavaScript. Wow, okay. Allowing you to replicate the behavior of the native call function. Function prototype is a built-in constructor. Every function you create is an instance of function. Function prototype is the object from which all functions inherit methods. By adding a property to function prototype, you make that property accessible on all functions. Access function. Function. Where's the function? Which polyfill it's called? Oh, it's this. Oh, I see. Okay. I probably just want to call this with the context and the args. Hmm. Why do I need context.function though? I don't need that, do I? I could just return, I could just do this. Couldn't I just do this? No, I need the context in there. I'm missing something here, aren't I? I'm missing something important. How does the function access the context? This dot item. What is going on here? How do I call this function while setting its context to the new context? Just that is really confusing. This inside the function will default to the global object or undefined, not the object you want. Standard pattern is to temporarily assign the function to a property on the target context object. Oh, invoke the function via that property, which automatically binds this to the context object. Clean up by deleting the temporary property. Oh. That's confusing. The other way they implemented it was just context.function equals this, and then call that. And then now the context is loaded, basically. So it's connected to the function. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wrong answer. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Got it. Whoops. This is wrong now. Very interesting. Technically functional for basic cases, but has 3 critical flaws compared to the native call behavior. Permanently adds function, override it, never restore it. Fails with null or undefined. Good. Primitives cannot hold properties. Context is a primitive. Assigning context FN fails in strict mode or silently fails in non-strict mode, causing the misbinding to be lost. Use a symbol to avoid name collisions and handle edge cases. Okay, so we can null and undefined to global this. Okay. Let's try it. Oops. So null or undefined, context equals global this. I don't know if that's supposed to be double. It's both triple. Yeah. Then let's say context equals all this. Okay. Otherwise, wrap primitives and objects so we can attach properties. Okay. What does context equals objects do? What about when it's not a primitive there? Okay. Then use a symbol to guarantee no existing properties overridden. So function key. Okay. Function symbol. I don't remember what symbols do. I don't remember that one as well. Kind of prefer this way of doing it, by the way. Context function symbol. Okay. And then the results, we're going to call it and then delete the, okay, delete the property. Call result. And then delete. And then return the result. So that apparently is the correct way to do this. This is definitely not something I would know offhand. Ensures the property is unique. Even if the user's object has a property named fn, symbol fn is different from the string fn, so no data is lost. What if the object already has symbol fn as a property? Wouldn't that cause issues potentially? Cannot happen. Okay. Had a different question that I asked already. Hmm. When you execute context function symbol or JavaScript sees the function is being called as a method context, automatically binds this inside the function to context. Your function can now access the stop property correctly. That's amazing. Okay. Technically functional for basic cases, has 3 critical flaws: property pollution, properties correct version, symbol. The symbol matters, ensures the property is unique, property key is unique. It's not a primitive. It's already an object. Returns the exact same reference that creating a new object. So it's item put. Okay. It'll wrap primitives, but not do anything to things that are already objects. So it's a safety guard. Okay. Object already has symbol fn as a property key. Cannot happen if you create the symbol locally inside the function. Ever called the symbol fn generates a completely unique value, even if the description string fn is identical. Therefore, a symbol created inside your call polyfill function will never collide with a symbol property that already exists in the context object. By the way, I bet you can hack into JavaScript. I bet you there's a security vulnerability. As an aside, are there security vulnerabilities? Exist if we assume the hood actually determinable can imagine that a sophisticated attack places browser code colliding symbols. I wonder. Just as an aside. Okay. Yeah, this is probably using C-Spring, which is cryptographically secure pseudorandom number generators. And if those are compromised, then I guess you probably could have like a hidden backdoor basically in your code. Okay. What else is there? Never collide. Symbol created inside your call polyfill function will never collide with a symbol property that already exists on the context object unless the object specifically holds the exact same symbol instance, which is impossible if the object is created its symbol separately. Collisions are impossible. Excuse me. Collisions only occur if you use symbol.for, which retrieves the symbol from the global registry. Both you and the user use symbol for, you will get the same symbol and overwrite the property correct approach local symbol. Okay. Symbol for, okay. Alright. It's guaranteed values cannot be deterministically guessed, brute forced, or collided with by external code and standard JavaScript environments. Breakdown of wet stack vectors is generally considered non-viable. Okay. Okay. Suggesting, how about if the browser is compromised? Does sometimes run 10 fires that collide. So basically a backdoor, a very non-obvious backdoor. Yeah, not viable. Okay. It's a global unique identifier. A GUID. So there's a symbol.for does exist. Okay. No JavaScript feature is safe. Interesting. Symbols are widely used to prevent property injection and ORM injection, not to provide cryptographic secrecy. Okay. Okay, so this is one way of reducing this is one way of basically screening user inputs so they don't cause trouble. Let's see. Polyfill implementation, safe threat model. Okay. I think I just asked the same thing. Considering this. Highly undetected. Hmm. The game is over. Okay, interesting. Theoretically intriguing, not viable. Okay. No. The answer is no. Okay. Far more effective and harder to detect. Okay. Possible to guess. Memory corruption exploit. They don't need to collect symbols. Okay. Techniques that bypass code review and static analysis. Invisible Unicode characters. Homoglyph attacks. Okay. Variable names. Const username with hidden char looks identical to const username. Okay. Logic is hidden in variables that appear to be defined but are actually distinct to the invisible character. Extremely low and standard code reviews require specialized linters, Unicode highlighting. Okay. So that's how you can get backdoors. Supply chain poisoning. NPM packages or build pipelines. Okay. Interesting. Legitimate libraries updated with obfuscated code. Opens reverse shell. Prototype pollution. Modifying object prototype to inject malicious getter settings that trigger on specific property access. Okay. It's effectively science fiction. Okay. I see. Okay. Compromised engines already too deep for it to matter. Concerned about sophisticated undetectable backdoors, focus your defense on Unicode sanitization, supply chain security, lock dependencies, and audit node modules, runtime monitoring, anomalous behavior, spot invisible code patterns. Interesting. Okay. Okay, fair enough. So I was wrong about that one. I'm usually right when it comes to vulnerabilities and stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm totally. I would say vulnerabilities are not my forte. It's not like my area of expertise, but I do try to keep an eye out for it. So this is pretty interesting. I mean, I didn't really know how to solve this initially. So yeah, the idea is to basically, this is like pretty hacked, quite frankly. from my perspective. This is like a really weird JavaScript thing, but basically we're going to call a function, we're going to add a function to all functions that has a context and arguments, and it's going to call itself, the function, with the given arguments, but also with context. And in order to pass the context into the original function, we're going to first sanitize the context, make sure it's not null and undefined, and then also wrap it if it's a primitive. And then we're going to create a symbol, which is going to be used as a key to the context object, excuse me, which we passed in to the call polyfill function, which is then going to take this, which is this function, which is like the more generalized function, or the general function, so the function that we're modifying, and make that a property, I guess, of the context object that we passed in when we call polyfill. And then when we do it this way, we can call this function using the context object and the arguments and get that result. And what that's going to do is now when we call this function, it's going to specifically understand this context object as the this object. It's going to bind that object. And then we can delete this function symbol from that context object to clean up the context object, and then return the result. That's so I don't like I said, I don't know that much about JavaScript, so I kind of like stuff like this just goes right over my head. I'm just like, oh, okay. Sure. Like, all right, why not? It's just very like, what do you mean you're gonna add and it's a polyfill, by the way, which a polyfill is its own thing. What is a polyfill? It's compatibility thing, so you can, I think, so you can run code that's isn't necessarily compatible with a certain browser, something like the other way around. Piece of code, usually JavaScript, that provides modern functionality on older browsers or environments that do not natively support it. Okay, so you add the polyfill in order to basically run JavaScript on older environments that don't have the functions you need. So I think you basically include that package or something. Yeah, I think that's something that happens with browsers, is that you can basically selectively choose which JavaScript libraries your web page is going to use, something like that. Yeah, more or less, so you can detect the browser page. I think that's the idea. Filling in the gap in older implementations. Okay, got it. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay, I guess we'll move on. But yeah, don't mind me just taking jabs at JavaScript real quick. So find the distinct difference array. You were given a zero indexed array nums of length n. Distinct difference array of nums is an array diff of length n, such that diff of I is equal to the number of distinct elements of the suffix nums of I plus 1 to nums to n minus 1, subtracted from the number of distinct elements of the prefix nums of 0 to I. Return the distinct difference array of nums. Note that nums of I ... j denotes the subarray of nums starting index I. Yeah, I mean, this is a weird syntax, right? Ending at index j inclusive, particularly if I is greater than j, then nums of I ... j represents an empty subarray. Okay. So is an array diff of length n such that diff of I is equal to the number of distinct elements in the suffix subtracted from the number of distinct elements in the prefix. Okay. And it's nums of I plus 1 to n minus 1. That's the suffix. It's the prefix. Oh, and it's they touch each other. Suffix and prefix touch each other. So distinct difference array, diff of length n, diff of I. Okay, that's interesting. So it's the difference of distinct elements. Counting the distinct elements. One can do that. One way of doing it is using a frequency map. Let me see. Another is just a Boolean array. The numbers are small, so you can use a bool. Okay. So you can use a bool for prefixes and suffixes. So this is actually much easier than return the distinct difference array. So because these numbers are so small, this is actually very easy. Show you how to do that in a moment. But yeah, what's up, chat? What's up, everybody? Yeah, just a quick reminder, if you like the stream, don't forget to give it a like. And if you want to see more of what I do, don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in that. So we're going to say suffix, prefix, and suffix. Prefix, suffix. Now we're going to go for int I equals 0. We'll start with this. Const int x in nums, prefix or equals 1 bit shift x. It's got to be a long. And then we're going to say int or vector. Actually, yeah, we could do this. Oh, no, we can't. No. It's going to say, I was thinking about reusing the, whoops. Forgive me. I was thinking about reusing the nums array here, the memory, but it's not necessary to do that. So, okay, we'll do const int x equals nums of I. We're going to say prefix. This is wrong. This is wrong. Shucks. I mean, there's another way to do this. It's a little bit easier. It also works. Okay, never mind. We'll do just. Okay. Sometimes I get these ideas and they're not quite right. Okay. All right, we'll try again. Oops. Okay. We'll try it this way. Oops. This is a little bit better, I think. Yeah, go backwards. Okay, and this is going to be suffix now. And then for the result, we can just say results dot pushback. So there's going to be built-in pop count, built-in pop count of, and is it going to be absolute value? Yeah, it's negative, so it's going to be the difference between the suffix minus the prefix. Okay, so the suffix of I and the prefix of I. That's going to be the diff. So, it should be, one of these is I plus 1 and one is I. Prefix is I, suffix is I plus 1. Prefix value. And suffix value. It's the suffix minus the prefix. There's something subtle here, so not subtle, but something that's easy to miss. This I plus 1, it's 0 if I is greater than j. What about the beginning and ending here? 1 element and 4 in the suffix. Okay, what about I is 4? 5 distinct elements in the prefix and no elements in the suffix. Okay. So the suffix can be empty, but the prefix is not going to be empty. Okay. That's kind of important. Means the suffix should have 1 extra element in it. And it should be 0. Basically. Yeah. In which case this is fine, I think. Do we subtract the suffix or subtract the prefix? I think we subtract the prefix. Do we subtract the suffix? I think I checked that like 3 times now and got it wrong. Alright, this took me a lot longer to program than I should have. This is also incorrect. So it's 51 and 52 because oh no, it's not. That's confusing. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. try one more time. I think there might be an error here that I don't realize. Probably, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say there's gotta be something here that I don't understand. Some subtlety here. Okay, I got zeros, should be 1. Suffix of I plus 1 should be 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I did it wrong. That's why. Okay. Oh wait, no. What? Um. Uh. Interesting. Hmm. What? 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 Thought I handled that case. Thought I handled that case. Huh. Oh, the prefix value is 0. It does change things. Okay. Why? Does this have anything to do with it? I don't think so. Okay, that should be a 1. 36, bit shift 36 times. What? What is going on there? Whoa. That's a big number. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't fit into an int for sure. Hmm. Oh, maybe that's what it is. That's pretty subtle. Got it. Okay. That's an easy thing to miss. Here I am trying to be so clever. And I missed something so simple. Could try again. There we go. Now it's right. Okay. That took a really long time. That took a while. That took a while. Have some buffering going on here. Okay. So that's one way of doing it. I mean, maybe not the best way of doing it. Well, it's 100%. Well, it's also very small constraints. That works. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Trim trailing vowels. So you're given a string S that contains consists of lowercase English letters. Return the string obtained by removing all the trailing vowels from S. Vowels consist of the characters A, E, I, O, and U. It's a trailing vowel. Oh, it's just the vowels from right to left. Okay. All right. Sure. Okay. So we can just do int I is s.size minus 1, and it's going to be 0, 1 to I. Count to 0. We'll just take a substring. Can these, are these lowercase? Yeah. So it's just A, E, I, O, and U. Whoa, man. A, E, I, O, and U. I miss A, E, I, O, U. Kind of did it in the wrong sequence here, but it's okay. I think it's something like this. It's something like this. Not quite. Wrong. Hmm. The number of characters, it's going to be, yeah, it's dot size minus count. I wonder. No. I mean, I could just do this, right? Handles that edge case. I'm going to go for it. Roll. What did I get? .ba. What is going on, man? Oh, I know it's. Oh no, that's my mistake. That's stupid on my part. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh gosh. That's why. Okay. That's dumb on my part. Okay, that's. I was like, what am I doing wrong with my substring here? There we go. I forgot to terminate the loop. I was like, I know this is not that hard. I don't know why. That's a pretty. You could tell I'm tired. You could tell I need to get some sleep. Uh, boy, how are we doing on time? We got another 45 minutes. What's up, chat? What's up, chat? Good morning, sir. What's up, Gaurav? What's up, Curious GB? Heck yeah, keep going, brother. Make sure to pick Kathy titles and thumbnails for your videos. What's Kathy titles and thumbnails? What's that mean? Heck yeah, brother. Heck yeah, man. Hope everyone's doing well. Oh, catchy is what you're thinking, catchy. Oh, here we go. Oh no. I'm so tired. I need to sleep. Oh, this hard question's gonna wreck me, dude. Catchy titles. Yeah. I just say it's super easy and you should watch me wreck these easy problems. That's what I go with my catchy titles. And then I get inevitably bonked by these. Inevitably, I make mistakes on the very easy questions, and everyone watching can feel better about themselves for not making the same mistakes. Due to a bug, there are many duplicate folders in the file system. Oh no. 2D array paths or paths of i's, an array representing an absolute path, the ith folder in this file system. For example, 1, 2, 3 represents the path 1, 2, 3. Okay. Two folders not necessarily on the same level are identical. They contain the same non-empty set of identical subfolders and underlying subfolder structure. The folders do not need to be at the root level to be identical. If two or more folders are identical, then mark the folders as well as their subfolders. Okay, for example, folders, this one and this one, the file structure below are identical. They, as well as their subfolders, should all be marked. Oh boy. Excuse me, so A, X, Y, A, Z, B, B, X, B, X, Y, B, Z. However, if the file structure also included the path BW, then folders A and B would not be identical. Note that AX and BX would still be considered identical even with the added folder. Okay, so it's like a tree structure type of deal. Basically, if the subtrees are equal, then the root node is should be marked, and so should the subtrees. Okay, interesting. Excuse me. And these are not binary trees. These are like B trees, basically B trees. Trees that have arbitrary number of children. Once all the identical folders and their subfolders have been marked, the file system will delete all of them. Oh boy. The file system only runs the deletion once, so any folders that become identical after the initial deletion are not deleted. Return the 2D arrays or ants containing the paths of the remaining folders after deleting all the marked folders. Path returned in any order. So, excuse me. So, this subtree is equal to this subtree, which means the parent nodes are duplicates. Now, do I delete both of these, or I delete just one of them? So we have ACD, AB, ACD, or excuse me, A, C, D, AB, CB, and DA. And I'm going to be left with D and DA. File structures as shown. And their subfolders are marked for deletion because they both contain an empty folder named B. So it looks like if they're duplicates, I don't delete the extraneous versions of it. I delete both of them. So any ones that have that are duplicated, they all get deleted. Okay, so and also the subtrees don't have to be on the same level. So if I see a B and a B that are the last nodes, then those will match. Oh boy, this is an interesting question now. This is an interesting question now. How about W, Y, and X, Y? Oh, I'm so tired. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm like, I shouldn't be yawning so much. Those both get deleted. Just W, Y, W, and then at the end is X, Y, and ABX and ABXY. So this gets deleted, ABX, this gets deleted, this gets deleted, this gets deleted. We just get C, CB, and A and AB. Wow. Okay. And here, none of them are duplicated. Okay. So there's 20,000 paths. The paths could be at most 500. So it's quite a lot. 20,000 by 500 is a million. It's a million characters. Paths of ij length is 10, less than or equal to 10. Sum is going to less than or equal to 200,000. Whoa. The sum of all the path lengths. Path of ij consists of lowercase English letters. So there are paths. There's paths of ij. So paths. And each path has. Oh, I see. So the total number of characters is going to be less than or equal to 200,000. The file name basically is going to be no more than 10 characters. Okay. That's basically what's being stated here. This is a lot of freaking characters. They say explicitly though that even though the path length can be 500 and the names can be 10 in length, the maximum, which is going to be basically multiplying these three across, which could be what is that, 10 million? It's actually only going to be 200,000. Okay, so it's manageable. All right. No two paths lead to the same folder or any folder at the root level. Its parent folder will also be an input. I am strongly considering going to sleep after this. I do have a little more time to go, but I'm so tired. Okay. So let's see. Interesting. I think yeah, I think I might just take a break after this. I'm really tired. I actually might want to stop. I might not want to actually solve this one. I'll just read it and come back to it. I'm really tired. I'm like falling asleep. My thinking here. My thinking here is to use a try-based solution. So basically, I want to match the. Doesn't really have to be a try. I mean, I could use a straight hash map of strings, and I would just process each string. And I would say Basically, since the paths are already like, I'm not sure what the right word is, like they're already kind of sequenced. So like A, AB, ABX, ABXY. All I need to delete like ABXY and ABX would be to match with, or excuse me, to delete ABXY, I just need to match with WY. So I just need to match Y. So ABXY would match WY. And so the way it works is basically I could take each of these nodes and hash them to the key, which is their last characters. So this ABX hashes to Y, this WY hashes to Y, this ABX hashes to X, this W hashes to W, or rather the last character, not including itself. Yeah, I could do something with like hash maps. I actually think a try is probably the right way to go. So the strings that end at a certain character, I would just save them all. Excuse me, I would just save them all. I could use the try to kind of organize them all and then mark them for deletion. I could save the index and then have a Boolean array of the indices and then basically regenerate the paths, but not including the strings that are in those indices. That's probably the easiest way to do it. So I think it would actually be a prefix try. So I could use a try, but I would need to use strings rather than, so I'd use like so it's like a try, but with hash instead of single characters. It's like a hash map of strings to the next node. Yeah. Interestingly, though, the paths themselves, like you could process them one by one. Like there's a lot of repeated processing, but it's not going to matter that much because there are only 20,000 paths to work with anyway. It's not that big of a deal. See, I think a try-based solution is fine here. I'm not going to implement it though for now, or something similar to a try, sort of a string, a try that's similar to data structure that's similar to a try that uses strings. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I'm pretty tired. I'm very tired actually. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Only did about an hour, a little bit under an hour and a half today. I'm really sleepy. I might not implement this tomorrow. I don't know. Or later. I'm tempted to not even implement it. I might. I don't know. I might do it. It's not a bad idea. So yeah, thank you again. And I'm gonna get going here. If you like the stream, don't forget to like it. If you want to see more of my content, don't forget to